Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, P Funk, thinking right out here in the lab. Well, I done switch gears again. I done change books up on you. We about to check out the mysteries of ISIS. hmm Good information. Okay, so let's go. Right is 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. Message is story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in. We got a good thing going. Let's continue. Right Thinker's mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Well, I got a good story for you today. Right Thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission, and that's what I'm on, is to get all right thinkers to know thyself for themselves. That's my mission, and your goal should to be learn it, profess it, and know thyself. Let's go. If you're a right thinker, that should be your goal. A person who knows not, excuse me, I asked the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical, but I ask because you need to know the answer for yourself. If you got a problem with that, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. Help you know you. Let's go. A person who knows not, knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard it. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got something for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know, dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows, but knows not that they know, okay, they're spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know that self. And to my yacht, be true. I'm just hanging out in my library. I done got all the information I could out that glorious light, the meditation book. I done went through the tree of life. I done went through She Taught Letter. I done gave you the Anuan religion. I did Egyptian mystery, part two, the priests and priestesses. So we just going through my library. Now I'm in the mysteries of Isis. Let's go. This concept is the path of wisdom to what? Immortality and enlightenment. She's the embodiment of what we represent. Watch this. And today, right thinkers, let's talk about the deeper meaning of the myth of the goddess Isis, Aset. We say Isis. We originally know as Aset. So every now and then I might go back and forth, but it's the same person, you know that. But this is the gloss on the myth of Ra and Aset. If you're a fan of Isis or Aset, you're gonna learn some things out of that maybe a little questionable at best. But I got a text from a man said he ready to go deep. Okay, I teach at the college level, so I'm gonna just give you information and let you decipher it for yourself. I'm not gonna candy code it. I'm not gonna dumb it down. I'm gonna give it to you like I always do. So hope you're ready. Put the scuba gear on because we about to go a little deeper. Let me see how far you can go. I can dance in the water and not get wet. I don't need no oxygen mask. Now, in this story, and the Siren Resurrection story is a story. But remember, we tell stories to make a point. We go to the movie to get the plot. So roll with me. This is a lesson. Trust me. A life lesson again. Asar is and his reincarnation in what? In the form of who? Haru. When I say Haru, that's you, your best self. Okay, you got to reach that stage of life. Other than that, you are set. Why? Because you're going on your own ego, your lower nature. So the idea is to raise your consciousness to know thyself. Well, if you know Haru, you're the son of God. So you know who you are and what you got to do. Okay, be your best you and conquer that ego. Let's go. Now, and he came back reincarnated in the form of Haru is a symbol. Watch this. Everything is symbolic for what? Resurrection. Which what? Which must occur in the life of every human being. This is a life story, life lessons. So, in this manner, the story of the Assyrian Trinity of Asar, Aset, and Haru, and the Egyptian Sajet holds hidden teachings. Again, esoteric teachings, what I'm giving you, which, when understood and properly practiced, what'll happen will lead to spiritual enlightenment. That's my personal goal for all right thinkers. Knowing thyself is spiritual enlightenment. Spiritual enlightenment is knowing thyself, because the work that you got to put in to make it happen, whatever you call it, is the same work. So please understand that. Let's talk about Aset. So Aset is the true heroine in the entire myth relating to Asar. I just did a lesson about my mom. My mom is I said what? I'm Haru. She gave birth to me. She taught me, so it fits right in with my lifestyle. I can look back over it and see it now. I didn't see it when I was going through it, but it makes a lot of sense now. Remember, with experience come wisdom. With wisdom come understanding. Okay, so what's this? Now, she was the heroine relating to the story of Osar. Remember, she went and got him the first time, chopped him up and spread the body out. She went and found all the parts and put them back together. That's a true ride or die. And I know my mom would do that for that guy. Now, it was because of Aset's love. Just did the lesson day, Valentine's Day, yeah. But without, that's what I said, love by itself, cool. But you need devotion and knowledge, okay, of how to give that love on the divine, aka Ra, that what? That Haru, the redeemer of righteousness upon earth, was resurrected. That's us. I say you. Trust me. That's what I'm trying to get you to realize and understand, and you'll be good to go from that point on. So, what was the special nature of this goddess which allowed her to what? Resurrect not just Asar and Haru. She resurrected her husband and her son. She bad mama jamma. And watch this. What is the significance of this so-called resurrection? Glad you asked. What relation does it have to do in modern times? Now we in my neighborhood. Modern times. That's the ancient concept story. Let's modernize it, show you how it fit into our life. That's why I call them life lessons. That's where I got them from. The story of Ra, and I said, though short, imparts what? Important mystical teachings of monumental proportions. First, we are introduced to who? The supreme being in the form of Ra. Ra is the essence of all creation. Shows himself when he comes into the sky and goes across every day. The mover in motion. Remember, sailing signifies motion. The witness, watch this, excuse me, the wetness of water, the heat in the sun's rays, the sustaining force, this is all right, force in the air that allows living beings to what? Live by what? Breathing. I did the creation story, so we ain't gonna do that right now. But Ra is the very root from which what? All emanates and is sustained by. That means he's everything, he's in everything, the concept. Let's go. Ra sits on his barge, symbolically, since the earth is pretty much water. If you didn't have a boat, you couldn't get around. So his whole part is the barge and the boat. He had different boats that he traveled and why to get around. And watch this symbolically, but which emerged from what? The primeval ocean. Waves form, watch this, as a result of the movement of his barge. Thus, excuse me, these waves are what? Vibrations, energy, frequency, vibrations, which cause what? All of the differentiation of matter in the world. Everything vibrates at a frequency with energy. That's the big three. All matter. Here we go. I just keep reading. I didn't teach, but sometimes I can just let the book do what it do. I got it from the book, so I let the book teach you too. All matter, watch this, the world itself is essentially the primeval ocean, and after its constitute elements come together, have taken form due to what? The vibrations produced from what? The motion of Ra's bark. If Ra ceases to move in his barge, That means the matter of the universe will be devoid of vibration, and what will happen will return back into the undifferentiated state in the form, back to the noon. They say right now we God's dream. We're in his dream. And when he wake up, everything's gonna go back to what it was. So Shiva got and he got the same concept about Shiva. So it's all philosophical, metaphorical. But watch this. Now, Aset is who we talk about. Is the female manifestation of who? Ra. She's his daughter. She, see, I do it every time. She is his daughter. Aset lived as a woman. What's this? Now, here's some stuff you need to know. This is stuff that I'm going to give you. Aset lived as a woman, but what? She evolved by what? Learning the knowledge of the world, which you consider lower knowledge. This knowledge is sometimes referred to as the lower mysteries. It relates to what? Information about the physical world, time and space, where we are now. And Haru is the master, while in time and space, that's you when you know thyself. Okay? So you got human interaction and you got human life. But we are spiritual beings having a human experience. For what? What reason? What purpose? Oh, why am I here? Why am I here? I try to let you know. You're here to know yourself so you can go home. Simple as that. Another lesson, another time, but that's the purpose. But science, watch this. Sciences such as engineering, medicine, anthropology, history, social actions, politics, economics, etc., are all related to what? Human beings, human things, and to be relative in the world. These are all things that we partake in through the physical form of the five senses. That's the physical form. Spirituality, we don't need the body. Conceptually, we don't need the body. Why? When the body goes to sleep, the brain still works. Subconscious works on its own. Your conscious does its own thing. But watch this. So they are what? Changeable and subject to error. Humans, we're not perfect. We are subject to make mistakes. I'm only human. Doing dumb, nonsensical stuff wrong, knowingly. Don't make the excuse about being human. That was a choice you made. So watch this. The use of the word relative, here we go. Here, what? Implies the understanding that all worldly knowledge, human knowledge, this conscious brain right here has a practical value. What? As long as the world exists, meaning as long as you're living, as long as the spirit is in the body is still functioning. That's what this conscious works. Why? Because when the body dies, this ceases to concern them. They throw it away. Why? They use this. That's why. It's always been that way. We just found out, man, of modern time just figured that part out. So another lesson, but that's it. The heart is it. And watch this. As long as there are, as long as there is human life, however, what sciences were there before the world of human beings came into existence, and which sciences will be there after the world of human beings ceased to exist? Again, when everything that came from nothing came out and came creation, once he wake up, it sucks back into a volume, and here, do it again. That's the concept. I'm not saying that's what it is. No, that's conceptually. So I'm just giving you concepts. Remember, that's what I do for you. The answer is what? None. Further, watch this. What use is science to what? Someone who is asleep mentally or dead physically? The answer again is none. Therefore, worldly knowledge, aka knowledge of self, which is related to what? Events where in time and space are only useful in a practical reality, which is the human body, which is we have in human experience. So this is where it's practical. A practical realm of existence, physical, and not at all times. Here you go. And not at all places and at all times. Meaning the physical body, once it lay down and go to rest, what do the mind do? Go into the dream state. What does subconscious do? Start to unveil itself, the inner you, the real you. So you're not the physical body, but some things you have to understand about the body, the five senses and how to use them. So therefore, it is referred to what? As relative and as just practical knowledge. Knowing thyself It's elevating that knowledge to what? Spiritual understanding and the whole concept of knowing thyself. Now, this is a picture, right quick. Whenever they did hieroglyphics, they would use this for the known. And you see this little squiggly lines, that's water. That's the ocean. And they show you again, they figure the ocean of consciousness. Everything's coming from here that we call the known. Okay. Now, right quick, above I just showed you a picture of the ancient Egyptian symbol of the primeval ocean. Show you to the right, the other picture was an ancient Egyptian sign about water. The bottom one was another picture about the ocean, all encompassing. This is why he traveled on what? A boat. Before there was land, there was always water. All existence, watch this, is likened to the vast ocean. Why? Because the ocean is a single all-encompassing, all-pervasive essence, which what? Which accepts all rivers without becoming full, and which is the source of what? Sustenance of all life on earth. When we look for life on other planets, first we're looking for is what? Water. So that's the concept. Now, in the same way, all matter in the universe is what? Part of the one all-encompassing essence from which all the different forms what? Emerge and take shape, and into which they what? Will eventually decay and dissolve through what? The cycle of time. Man fears time. They said time fears the pyramids. Just saying. And there is a teaching in reference to what? The primeval ocean in ancient Egyptians and in Christian and Hindu and other mythologies. Everybody got a flood story. Everybody know about water. Everybody know everything about everything. So we all share the same information, just a little different ways. That's all. So don't get, well, my way, only way. No, no, no. I tell you, there's 9 billion human beings, there's 9 billion ways to get to God. Every individual has their right, and I've been showing you that in everything they teaching us. Let's move on. Now, Aset, what happened? She developed what? A craving, an interest in what? Discovering the higher truths and realities about herself. And this quality is what turned, you ready? Spiritual aspiration. Hence, y'all right thinkers are spiritual aspirants. You're aspiring to know spiritual knowledge, to know yourself at another level. And that's the spiritual level. The physical level we here, that's hell. Don't worry about that. Raise it up. Why? Because that's what we really are. Spiritual beings having a human experience. And the human experience is hell. We call it earth. It's really hell. Moving on. She wanted to what? Discover the truth, which what? Which is not conditional or relative, but that which is absolute. She wanted the eternal truth. And I'm laughing because that's what I was in search of when I went looking for knowledge of, the truth for myself. So I get the concept that they're saying that she had. Why? I felt the same way. So absolute truth is what? Real truth. Why? Because it is not affected by time or circumstances. The Maya philosophy is still standing strong today. I'm living proof of that. That's truth. I went and got that. When I got it, I'm using it. Why? I know what it is. Now, over 100,000 y'all know too. I want more. Why? Because that means more people getting the message. I'm doing my job to get the message out. And she knew, watch this, she knew that Ra was what? The higher truth. But why? Because he was the creator of the relative universe. I use the concept about my philosophy. No one know more about this than me. I created it. Who know more about their creation than the creator? That's the concept. Moving on. So what? She began to what? Meditate on the idea of discovering the name of who? Her father. This is her father. Since this was the highest truth of all, the secret was in his name. Okay? The mystical name, here we go, is an ancient Egyptian philosophy which relates to what? Understanding the essence of a thing. Everything that comes into existence receives what? A name. That's the it. That's what we identify with. A tree is a tree. He don't call himself a tree. We call it a tree. So understand that. Moving on. And then watch this. And we give utterance when we speak stuff into existence, we call it, that's Heka. Where's the power? Because we say it, that's what it is. It don't speak for itself. So that's the concept. We got more power. And then watch this. This thing is known. However, however, there is a higher essence within what? All objects, the hidden one. We call it Amon, the spirit, which is what? Unknown. Again, this essence is what sustains what? The very atoms which go to make up the objects. But what sustains the atom? Question mark. They are not self-sustaining. They come into and out of what? Existence in accordance with a certain plan. Modern physics, here we go, understands this much. Why? Matter is not solid. It does not have permanent existence. Energy, here we go. Mass and time are all relative. We didn't create it and we can't destroy it. That's the spirit of God. That's the concept. So moving on. Now these teachings, we teach this, were already understood. Watch this. Where? In ancient Egypt. 1,000 years ago, I told you about the heart. It's a whole bunch of things that we did out of ancient Egypt that we find out today. Oh, really? Birthing brick. I'm tired of women to my back pain and epidural shots to keep the pain out. If you get on the birthing brick, you wasn't meant to lay your body, what, staying on your spinal cord. You're supposed to be upright so the natural birth comes right out. None of that. I ain't a doctor, but y'all should have done that a long time ago. I don't get that one. But it's a lot of things from ancient Egyptians did 1,000 years ago. Watch this. Before the development of what they call now quantum physics in modern times, the existence of matter and the plan by which it manifests is the work of Ra, conceptually by our ancients. And watch this. This is the higher reality which Aset wanted to know. Okay? Knowing is knowing of two types. Something can be known, watch this, intellectually. Yeah, you can have vast knowledge, and a lot of people do. This for intellectual fools. Knowledge about what? A subject, such as scripture writings, your pastors, your reverends, your pastors and preachers, and medical, you got your doctors, science, etc. All of them are proficient in their field of study. My field of study is God, thyself, and the human nature from our ancient ancestors. I ain't making nothing up, just passing on the information like everybody else is doing. We're in the information age. I'm right on time. Okay, I was praying for this. Why? I got a bunch of information to pass on. However, watch this. This knowledge is only, watch this. The knowledge that you attain from intellectual stuff, watch this, is only useful where? In the relative world, which is time and space. Mystical knowledge, aka spiritual knowledge, means what? Understanding the very essence of existence, aka God. The ancients did that. They knew that. I'm proficient in that area. That's my point. So I could care less about your degree. I don't care nothing about that. I got what I need, and you don't have that. You can take the degree and you know what I feel about them. But having knowledge of self, that's my area. We'll talk about God. Let's go. If you don't know God, I might not be the one you want to talk to. Or if you think you or you believe you know God, I'm definitely not the one to talk to. This knowledge that I have transforms what? The knower who has it. I'm giving it away now. But I did have to earn it. And the knower of what? This kind of knowledge, what happens? Becomes one with your higher essence, aka God. That makes me feel good. I'm right now I'm ego tripping. I'm ego tripping, but I don't know how to control it. So let's move on. Oh, I got to end this lesson. There's going to be a few parts. Sorry about that. So watch this. So therefore, Aset was what? Seeking to transform herself into what? Her highest form of consciousness, knowing thyself. Bam! You can't fault her for that. So watch this. She looked up to the gods and goddesses, but even more so to what? The spirits. Bam. Physical form, raise it up. And watch this, because even the gods and goddesses do not know what? The absolute name of Ra. So they perpetrating the fraud too. Anything that is in relative form of existence cannot know that which is absolute. Why? Because the absolute is the totality, and a piece cannot know the whole. But they can take the hologram. You take a piece of the hologram, it holds the whole hologram. That's what they show you the difference. So watch this. All of the planes of existence are relative. There are three major planes of existence. Again, here we go. You got human life occurs on the physical plane, the pet, okay, physical, the top, that's the physical plane in physical form. The next realm of the gods and goddesses is the astral, and that's what we call the pet. That's heaven. That's the astral plane. That's the spiritual level where the body don't go. So I can explain it to y'all Christians who think that the Christ went up into heaven, body and all. It don't work that way. So this is telling you the spiritual realm. Watch this, the casual plane. Now beyond the casual plane lies what? Here we go. The absolute. I told you about that. Ranchuth transcends what? All planes. That's the last level. That's the consciousness. That's Amun. That's going into his realm where nothing goes on. Back to the new. Okay, just still life. Okay, and watch this. This is where the true name of Ra is to be discovered. This was Aset's true goal. For more on the planes of existence, you can look at the book of the dead. I got that by Mr. Astry. I'm gonna end this lesson. Why? Because I got more information right now. I'll let you digest what I just gave you. I'll be back.